Hi everyone. Let me give you just a quick walkthrough of kind of what I did to get this outline produced here. What I'm asking you to do is perhaps in your Bible to go through the book of Philippians and to insert these little symbols. Basically, this is just dividing one section from the next when there seems to be some sort of a topical change. So what I did here was at the beginning of every epistle, you have first the identification of the writer and kind of a bit about him, kind of title and what qualifications or closeness that he has to the people that he's writing to. And then you have the recipient, so Paul to the churches of Galatia. And then you have greeting, and the standard greeting was grace and peace. And some commentators will talk about how that's a combination of the Greek and Hebrew greetings. It was karein in Greece and shalom in for Jewish greeting, and so that's a standard Christian greeting, and kind of expounds often on who God is in that greeting. So basically 1 to 5, I'm saying the greeting, and then he jumps right into it here. Oftentimes he'll get into like what he's thankful for. There's a sort of structure of how he writes, but in this one he just immediately jumps right into it. I'm astonished how quickly you're deserting him who called you by the grace of Christ and turning to a different gospel. So gets straight to the point. He reminds them that he's not seeking the approval of men right now. And basically, I see this as the beginning of a sort of self-defense. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to identify, hey, where are we switching topic? And then he explains this claim. So I probably could delete this one if I wanted to, because this is his claim and this is his explanation. But it's not his own gospel, that it came from Jesus Christ. And then he set him apart that I might preach the gospel. And then he went up to Jerusalem later, and he saw none of the apostles except James, the Lord's brother, and then went around. So the source of it is not from the teachings of one of the apostles, but it was his own revelation. And then he went after 14 years with Barnabas, and he received, so they were eager to join with him in fellowship, and they affirmed the ministry that he had. They only asked him to remember the poor. And then he goes even further and he says, look, I even confronted Cephas, or Peter, because he was not living consistently with what they told us to do. So you can see what I'm doing here is I'm first visit, second visit, affirmation, confrontation. I'm just taking these individual sections and I'm giving them just a brief description. And so then he gets into the main argument then at 2:15. We know that a person is not justified by works of the law, but through faith in Jesus Christ. And much of what he does until 4:31 is all this argument here. And so I'm separating the different paragraphs. I'm giving some description about what those paragraphs are about. And then I'm sort of organizing them in an outline here. So I have to admit, this is not easy. This is time consuming. And so, this is your first go at it. You shouldn't be perfectionistic, progress over perfection. But you can see how this could be helpful, because now, from now on, I can go back to my own outline of Galatians that I labored for, and I can look and see what's happening. I think Philippians is easier than Galatians, so hopefully this example gives you some instruction just about how to put these dividers in and how to write just very, very brief, short summaries.